All right, welcome back to Pursuit Fishing. I want to talk about topwater walking baits. So I'm going to go over a couple additions I put in my arsenal for 2021, and I'm going to go over my favorite two most productive walking baits. So let me qualify this a bit. I throw walking baits a ton for river smallmouth. I don't throw them that much for largemouth, but for the river smallmouth, I throw them. Probably 50% of my smallmouth fishing on the Umpqua is with walking baits. So the reason I throw them so much is the fish just eat them. Like, it doesn't seem to matter. I throw them all day, and you know, right, when the fish turn off and they don't want them anymore. But I get topwater smallmouth at 1 o'clock in the afternoon with blue skies. You've seen my videos where I do that. So I want to show you my two most productive ones, and yeah, we'll take a look at some others. Okay, hands down, the most productive topwater bait for me. This one's kind of funny. So it's the Megabass Giant Dog X. However, I'm pretty sure this one's a knockoff. It is the same shape. It has the same lines, the same indentions on the gill plates on the head, but the shape is the same but not. So check this out. So I don't know if that showed, but you can see in the tail, where it comes to the tail, there's almost a point. That black and bluish purple one is a legit Megabass product. The other one, I don't even know 100% where I got it. I got it years ago, like half a decade ago, in a Lucky tackle box or something that a family member gave me. Now, knockoff or not, it is dynamite. The fish just eat it. So yeah, the fish just eat it. So I keep throwing it, I keep changing hooks, and I keep catching fish. How would I say this? This is a number 2 to the Megabass or Megabass knockoff. It's a number 2 because it doesn't catch as many fish, but it gets way more violent, way more aggressive strikes. It's the Lobina Rico. So it's a little longer. I think this is 4.5, and I think it's 7/16, not quite a half ounce. So I love it because when the fish hit this, man, they annihilate it. Where the Megabass walking bait, they eat it a lot, but a lot of times they come up, they just slurp it. It's fun, right? You don't get the violence. Now, this Rico lure, I have a love-hate relationship with it. So it's fun to fish, but frankly, it casts like garbage. There's something about the shape to it and the weight. Like when it's flying out there, it'll randomly catch the air and it'll like dive. I mean, I've thrown it out there and had it just dive straight to the water and cause a bird's nest. And we're talking like right from up high. So you gotta be a little bit careful with it because frankly, the casting aerodynamics suck. But the violence of the strikes are worth it. I mean, this one's beat up, I'm missing an eye. Whereas these Megabass ones, man, these things cast a mile and they cast consistent. They walk well. So yeah, these rock. Check out the colors. You saw this in the intro, but I just added this to my arsenal. I feel like this can mimic a gill. It's just the colors I feel like are gonna cause fish to look. It's very unique. So the other characteristic of the Giant Dog X, right? Walking baits, we know they go back and forth. This one is supposed to roll side to side a little bit as it walks, which I think is unique and cool, and which is why I grabbed this color, because as it rolls, it's going to give them that blue, that purple, just a unique look. All right, so those are my top two. I throw those so much. You've seen me catch a ton of topwater smallmouth. So I know people like ploppers. I do throw the ploppers. I tend to only throw them occasionally. If the fish are like in the current for some reason, I'll throw the ploppers. But the drawback for you local guys, I feel like the guides that fish the stretch of the river, I fish a lot with the Big K, I feel like they throw a lot of ploppers. And I feel like the fish just, I get a lot of swipes and short strikes. I don't catch as big a fish on the plopper, so try out the walking baits. Here's another one I'm adding to the arsenal. It's a Sammy. I thought the prismatic scales were cool, so we'll be trying that out this year. Added a Sammy in kind of a true gill color. There's no kind of about it, that's a true gill color. Want to try that around here in the local ponds. And another one I tried out is the River 2C Rover. You know, I don't know. My opinion on this one is still out there, and I've had it for a couple years. I'm not sure if I grabbed a great color. I probably should have grabbed a color closer to my other baits to really compare it, but it doesn't cast as far. That Megabass, man, you can huck it just so far. Not as far, it walks just fine. I don't see anything like fundamentally wrong with this bait other than I think I just didn't pick a good color because I don't get bit a lot with it. So yeah, I just want to do a quick vid, talk about those walking baits. If you guys aren't fishing walking baits on the Umpqua, like, go do it. Grab a Sammy, Lucky Craft Sammy in the like 100 size, or the Megabass Giant Dog X. These baits aren't cheap, right? They're like 15, 20 bucks for, just a walking bait, but they are worth it. You don't lose them really, right? Unless you throw them in a tree. So they last forever. So where do I fish them? I don't fish walking baits in the current of the river, like not the heavy current. I look for, right, the shelves where fish are gonna hide, and I just walk them over there. Something that has worked really well is actually getting it, if I can find a shelf, right, a rock shelf, and shade, get it up in the shade, walk it out of the shade, over the shelf, that tends to be just money. But really, it doesn't matter. Those smallmouth, they are always looking up, and I really think it's because there's so many of them. There's so many smallmouth in that river. They're sitting there in their little crevices, just looking up, waiting to eat anything. I've also found the topwater bite for me, like, gets really good mid to late summer, and in fall, it's still good. And I think it happens more because you've seen it where by like late August, that river is so nasty, mossy. The bottom is just muck, and like, I don't think the fish want to go down in that stuff. I could be wrong. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Hit me up with any questions in the comments. If you like the videos, go subscribe. Have a good day.